Y'all, Ninjago's been around for over a decade and they've made tons of great sets, a wonderful TV show, and tons of great characters and minifigs. But did you know they also have a big secret that almost no one knows about? I'm talking about these graphic novels. These graphic novels were made all the way back when the shows first started in 2011, all the way up to 2013. So we're gonna take a look at these today and we're gonna build MOCs based on each of these books. Let's get to it. Also, I reached out to some YouTubers. Generic Stud and Python are both going to take a look at these builds, and I am freaking out. Like, these have to be phenomenal. Book 1, The Challenge of Samakai, is all about a bet between Samakai and Garmadon to see whether Samakai can actually capture and defeat the ninja. There's a scene where some skeletons attack a dummy of Jay, only to discover there's a giant spring platform underneath them that launches them into the trees. So we're gonna build this. The minifigs for this first model include the dummy of Jay and a skeleton. Alright, the first build is nearly done. We have a nice ornamental gold base that we're going to use for all 11 of these builds. We also have the springy platform, and we have the skeleton and dummy flying off of the platform. But the front of our build doesn't have a plaque, and we can't have that. So I printed out some custom stickers, and they turned out really great. So we're going to cut them out and stick them on the tiles. And with that done, our first build is completely done. You can see on the front here, we have a plaque for book 1. It looks pretty great, but it is a little simple. But don't worry, it gets better from here. The Sensei, an evil shapeshifter, captures and impersonates Wu to trick the ninja. We're going to build this scene where Wu absolutely destroys an entire farmer's harvest of corn. The minifigs for this build are Sensei Wu, Kai, and a corn farmer. When the second build is done, we have corn rows on each side. We have Sensei Wu in the center, and there's just ruined crops everywhere because Evil Wu just destroys everything. Overall, it looks pretty good, but it was also kind of difficult to get the entire scene onto a 12 by 12 stud area. In Rise of the Serpentine, the Hypnobrai hypnotize almost an entire town, including Jay and Cole. So Kai and Zane build a giant mirror to direct sunlight at the villagers to wake them up from their trance. The minifigs for this build are Kai ZX, Zane ZX, and a villager that helps them in their journey. And we also have Dareth, but you'll see why later. And with that, our third build is completely done. You can see down here at the bottom, we have a really nice cobblestone walkway in front of the building. We also have a nice ladder leading up to the roof where they built the reflector. I'm also really happy with this roof design. I mean, it just looks pretty great. And on top of the roof here, we have the satellite here. Just maybe don't look at the back, but we don't talk about that. For the inside of the building, I didn't really know what to make, so I made an apartment for Dareth because, listen, he is the GOAT. So I made him a little kitchenette in the corner here. On the other side here, we have a couple of his trophies because he is a highly skilled karate machine. And over in the center here, we have a TV so that Dareth can just slay at Prime Empire. Okay, so overall, this one looks pretty great. I'm pretty happy with it. And I have to say my favorite parts are the roof and the cobblestone walkway. In the Tomb of the Fangpire, the ninjas are searching for green chunks of what's called the Serpentine Stone, and the MOC we're going to build is based on the one that Cole searches for. The minifigs for this one are Cole ZX and Young Lloyd. Alright, just finished the fourth MOC, and I must say, this is my favorite so far. You can see here we have the nice archway. You can see Lloyd and Cole digging for the Serpentine Stone that was hidden under the dirt. And up top here, on top of the bridge, we have a roadway that has just a ton of junk, like spray paint. An old moldy hot dog, just disgusting. And a glass of, let's call it apple juice. This is one of my best ones in this whole video, and I was particularly proud of the stonework around the arch. This is actually just part 1 of a part 2 series, so before we get to the last one, if you're enjoying the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe so that you can catch part 2 when it comes out. Alright, time to get to the last build. In the Kingdom of Snakes, Jay's Stormfighter gets struck by weird lightning storm that sends him into another world where the ninja team doesn't exist. Also, this MOC is going to be a little different because it's not going to be minifig scale, it's going to be micro scale. We're going to build this scene in the book where Jay's jet is struck by lightning. Now, there aren't any minifigs in this build, but there is a nice micro scale Stormfighter jet that I totally didn't spend all of today swooshing around my bedroom. And just like that, the final build of the video is done, and I'm really happy with it. You can see that the Stormfighter is connected with a clear rod to the hills in the back. And I built some hills in the front and back out of dark green, and then we have the storm cloud and the moon up in the sky. Overall, I'm quite happy with this build, and honestly, being a very bad builder at building micro, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. But honestly, my opinion doesn't matter, so let's send over pictures of these MOCs to Generic Stud and Python and see what they think. I am so stinking excited.
Alright, so I've just been sent all of the images of these Ninjago comic custom sets. Let's have a look at them. First up, we got this skeleton who's like springing up. I think this looks absolutely incredible. I love the use of that like pipe piece as the spring. It is very, very nice. I'd give that like a 10 out of 10. Very nice. I love this second one as well with Sensei Wu saying, "Your corn is harvested, pay up." Seriously, man, he is the GOAT. The dude is just sat there in like complete despair because his like entire livelihood has just been like destroyed, but Sensei Wu is making sure he gets all of the money he can. I respect that highly. And we've also got this like side of the monastery where there's a huge satellite with, you know, you got Kai and Zane who are climbing it. That is a very nice build. I'd love some more monastery sets. I think this is sick and it looks just like it does in the comic. Then we've got the Tombs of the Fangpire. Here Lloyd is like finding some weird important piece and revealing it's the Fangpire because he is a bit of an idiot and a little bit silly. Silly boy. Very nice bridge build. Honestly, this is probably my favourite one so far. I think this looks absolutely incredible. But the last MOC here is basically just a miniature Jay's lightning jet. And I think this thing here is gorgeous. Genuinely, I think this, you know, this is something that I think like you should start making. These like miniature micro scale Ninjago builds. I think this would be incredible, and it's just like it is from the comic as well, which I rate very highly. Honestly, these are incredible. I actually can't believe it. This is some very talented building, guys. So make sure you subscribe.
Alright, overall, Generic Stud's feedback was pretty positive, so thanks, man, so much for agreeing to do this for me. I'm super glad. I've lost so many hours on this guy's channel, and honestly, I'll gladly lose a ton more. So check out this guy's channel, and seriously, man, thank you so much for doing this. I am so glad you liked him. But now let's hear what Python thinks. I have a couple messages from him on Instagram. Python told me that one of his favorite builds was definitely the bridge, and he really liked how I used plates on the underside of the bridge to give it a curve. And then he also really liked the use of the gray ingot pieces as stones. He also said that he loved Jay's Stormfighter, and if he's being honest, he also thought that the Storm Cloud on build 5 was the Millennium Falcon, which honestly, I can totally see that, to be honest, yeah. That was one of the parts of this that honestly I thought I could have improved most was the Storm Cloud. I think that could have been a bit better, so thanks for pointing that out, Python. And seriously guys, check out Python's channel too. It's a really great channel, and I'm really happy that he was able to take a look at my builds. So thank you so much, man. I'm glad you liked them. All right, that's a wrap. I'll link to both of these guys' channels in the description. And seriously, if you want to see part 2, subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. Aloha, shalom, adios. Catch you in the next one.